Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome to the Popcorn Podcast. This is episode number 64. We've got a really exciting topic discussion episode. It's a bit of a random one, but one that I'm super enthusiastic and keen to get into. It's going to be so fun. But of course, with new discussions, we have new guests, of course. And today, joining me on the couch is none other than Alex, aka Miss SoloScreenings. Thank you so much for coming and chatting on the podcast, Alex. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
It's such a pleasure. I mean, we've had a couple of sort of film talk and geekdom guests here before, who I've sort of kind of connected with through TikTok and social media, etc. The same goes for you as well. But we briefly met a couple weeks back at Henry Calvert's Oscars party. Yeah. But I just actually wanted to ask you, so like, how did you first initially get into this space, so to speak? Tell me.
Very randomly. I was literally just studying at uni towards like the final year of my degrees, and the time I spent not studying, which was obviously very minimal, I was in the cinema by myself, was usually like my escape. And people like said to me like, oh, you go to the cinema by yourself? Like, that's so strange. But I just thought, okay, I'm gonna maybe like randomly just post videos on TikTok of like, I basically started by vlogging, mini vlogs, mini vlogs of like my trips to the cinema. Sometimes I would see 3 movies a day.
Nice.
So that's where the solo screenings came from, and probably similar to you, like just as soon as I started posting, like you just meet everyone, you get the messages and you get the follows, and then I just found myself in the space and I've made so many good friends from it. It's been so good so far.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a very kind of distinct, I would say, corner of the kind of film talk. Like you have your own style, like you know, basically whenever you come across your video, like even before you even started speaking about anything, like you know, just like even visually. So yeah, and like, I'm a big fan, and like I think what you're doing is very cool and great, and pleasure to be having you on the couch.
Thanks very much.
So Alex, how would you like to play some quickfire questions?
I would love to.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
let's get straight into them. So the biggest question of them all, what is your favorite film?
My favourite film is The Banshees of Inisherin.
Nice.
I have a lovely tattoo of the...
Oh my God.
There.
I feel, can I just say, I feel so left out. Like, so many guests recently have been like, there's a film tattoo here. And I'm like, dude, I'm still tattooless.
Yeah, you got to be done. I've got a few.
I know. What's a film that makes you laugh?
In Bruges. Very similar, I know, but that one just gets me. So good. I rewatched it recently. So good.
Big Martin McDonagh fan.
Yes, huge.
What's a film that makes you cry?
The Elephant Man, David Lynch. That probably was one of the first movies I ever watched, and every time I cry.
Really? Lynch that young?
No, sorry. Like, that got me into movies.
I was gonna say,
definitely not.
It's quite a film.
Worrying from my parents if that were the case.
What's a film that you think is overrated?
Barbie.
Okay.
I just didn't get on with it.
Okay.
I didn't find it funny.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's a film that you think is underrated?
I'm probably going to get hate for this too, but The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
Okay,
cool.
fine?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
The first or the second? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Andrew Garfield as
how can you
Spider-Man.
not? Yeah. What is one of your favourite performances in a film? Or your favourite?
My favourite is probably Willem Dafoe in Platoon.
Yep.
That floored me. When he like runs out of the jungle and they're all chasing him. Wow. Yeah. So good. Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah, insane.
What's a bad film that you love?
Probably The Lorax. I know that's so random, but I just think the songs are so good.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. It's easy to watch on a rainy day.
I'm more of a Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's your favourite cinema to go to?
Ooh, I miss this cinema. When I used to live in Bath, there's a little picture house there called the Little Theatre Cinema, and it's so small. There's literally 2 screening rooms, and it's just so nice on a Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, it's lovely. Just don't get to go as often now.
Nice. What's your favourite cinema snack?
Mixed popcorn. Maybe a Malteser.
Can't go
wrong.
If
I'm feeling cheeky, maybe.
Can't go wrong. What's your favourite film score?
Ooh. I've always said How to Train Your Dragon, but I think more recently Oppenheimer. That I listen to that all the time. It's so good.
It's a juggernaut score.
Yeah, crazy.
Just a side note, there are There's a little voice crack. Wow. There's a How to Train Your Dragon in concert at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
Coming, I think, at some point later this year. Just a heads up in case you wanna.
Oh, I'm booking.
Horror or comedy?
Horror.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Ooh, sci-fi.
Blockbuster or indie?
Blockbuster.
What's a film you wish you watched in the cinema?
Transformers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, who's a director whose work you want to watch more of?
I recently watched one of Federico Fellini's films, the Italian director.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna first watch of his. So I'm gonna probably.
Yeah, I definitely need to get into more Fellini for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
If you were stuck on a desert island, Alex, what 4 films would you take with you?
Okay. The Banshees of Inisherin, easily. I'd have to say Interstellar. It's an all-timer. One of my favourite films ever is called Mary and Max.
Yeah,
it's
Adam Elliott.
Yeah, Adam Elliott. Yep, love that. That's coming with me. And probably Michael Mann's Heat.
Great picks.
Yeah,
great
banger.
picks.
Yeah.
And finally, my final question for you, Alex, is what is your most anticipated film for the rest of 2025?
Oh, I think I'm a Marvel person, so Fantastic Four.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited.
What was it? I recently got like a lot of Fantastic Four feed. I think literally in the last couple of days. I think it was just sort of Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby thirsting over each other. But as you do. You do. So that was a little fun round of quickfire questions. I think I kind of have a bit of a better gauge on kind of what makes you tick as a film fan. Some great picks in there. That was quite a sort of spread.
I'm good.
Yeah. But of course, the reason you're on the couch today is for our main kind of topic discussion, which is all about movie icks or film red flags and green flags as well. So myself and Alex, this is going to be, I feel like the structure of this episode is kind of going to be a bit all over the place, so do bear with us. Myself and Alex have gone out to our sort of friends and sort of close people and people who use social media in the same way as us, and we've asked them what their film icks and green flags, or red flags and green flags, with anything related to do with movies or cinema or anything of the sort, and we've compiled a bunch of them. I've got quite a lot to get through, and I'm sure Alex has some picks as well. We are going to sort of list them. We're going to discuss briefly, and we're basically going to say whether we agree or disagree. Of course, some of these sort of red flags, I would say in particular, are pretty obvious. So I've tried to like stick to ones that are kind of a bit more, not obscure, but just not as obvious. So obviously the big ones are being like, talking during a movie, especially when it's a character or it's a plot heavy film.
Yeah.
Loud chewing.
Big one.
Clara's like death staring me because it's not that loud you could eat properly. That's what this thing says. Constant phone checking or texting, of course. That's a big one. Flash banging people with your phone's flashlight. Wow, I thought the first start of that. The start of that says so bad. Yeah, so essentially using your flashlight on full beam to try and find your seat. And of course, the last kind of obvious red flag we have is just spoiling movies mid-watch. But I don't even think that's a red flag. I think that's just like you're a dick, man.
Yeah.
Hell? But anyhow, I think since you're the guest, do you actually want to kick this one off?
Okay.
So let's, we sort of structured it like red flags. We kind of, the first of which bunch we're going to do is more kind of behavioral. So, so like cinema kind of habits, anything related to behavior inside the cinema.
Okay.
So do you have any picks?
Getting your feet out.
We spoke about this in the car here.
Getting your feet out. That is awful. No one wants to see your toes in the cinema. I get it's dark and I know people like to be comfy, but you don't need to see your feet in the cinema. That is terrible.
I agree. That's like one of the worst.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst. And like Margot Robbie did it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but like that's like
that's Margot Robbie.
It's Tarantino. It's like it was sort of expected. You like dead staring me.
Also, the cinemas are cold. Like I need like fluffy socks on at least. Like and my shoes. But
Yeah, big no.
Yeah, don't.
What do you think about just even putting like feet up on the seats? Is that all right?
No, I don't think it's all right. They have the nice. If you want to put your feet up, like get yourself a recliner chair.
Yeah.
Odeon have some nice ones.
Yeah, or just stay at home and watch the bloody film.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Put your feet up on the couch.
Yeah.
Inside the cinema. Oh, I know it's talking, but talking during the trailers, because the amount of people I've told off and they say to me, it's just the adverts. And I'm like, well, no, it's the trailers. But even still, it's part of the cinema experience.
Yeah.
But every time someone says it's just the trailers, and I'm here to watch the trailers too. That just bugs me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's quite a good one. That's quite a good one.
Yeah.
I have some sort of listed below, quite a lot. So I'm just gonna sort of fly through them because there are a lot, and we could be here all day. So bad sort of cinema habits, red flags. So here we go. So people that arrive to a cinema after the film has started, just don't. Yeah. And then use a torch to find their seat, of course, especially when the rows are lit up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think, like red flags instantly is when you arrive after a film, but then you also just cause huge distractions.
Yeah, exactly. If you're quiet about it, fair enough. You didn't know there might be traffic, whatever.
Exactly.
But yes.
Yeah. Sitting right next to me in an empty cinema, regardless of your seat being booked next to mine.
Yeah.
Why would you book it in the first place?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
Has it happened to you?
No, it's never happened to me. But do you know what? I've always said that maybe I'll meet the love of my life at a cinema, like because I go like by myself and other people go by themselves. So maybe one day I won't mind it. But for now, I don't want it.
But like in general, though, if you just someone random just came, regardless of the love of your life, and I just came and just sat next to you in an empty screen.
Yeah, no, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Finding someone sat in your seat, so people who don't sit in their allocated seat, just
depends for me because if it's not super busy, I won't be bothered. Like I'll just sit a couple spaces down.
I agree.
Like if it's busy, then get out.
Yeah.
Don't mind otherwise.
This one I think is a big one. Families where the parents are worse than the kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing. I can't remember. Like a couple months. Was it last year? I was reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4. Here, but beforehand, it's the first time we've ever done it. We watched the film directly before shooting the episode.
Oh yeah.
And we went to an Everyman to see it, and like the parents were like just sitting in the back, kind of having wine and whatnot, and the kids were like just running around the front. God. Like, control your kids, man.
Yeah.
So bad.
I was watching when I went to see Captain America.
Yeah.
There was a mum, and she had a row full of kids. I don't know if they were like her
birthday
friends.
Or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But the mum was pouring the bucket of popcorn over the kids in the cinema. They ended up getting told off.
Good.
But yeah, she was the one doing it. So I was so lost.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, it was bad.
People that don't take their rubbish when the film ends in a cinema, just put it in the bin.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've seen like sort of a huge, I don't say resurgence of this, but it's like just a stupid trend that's happening now with the whole Minecraft.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah, it's just disrespect then, isn't it?
Oh gosh. Yeah, grow up, man. Again, throwing popcorn, any food in the cinema, not cleaning it up. The unruly group of teenagers. Yeah, that's a big one.
Like the ones who dress up in the suits for Minions and all of that rubbish.
Yeah. That's the only time I can look at the like prices of cinema tickets going up as a good thing, like like less teenagers in the cinema. I think this one was from Josiah, but when someone orders a beer, but instead of asking for a certain type of beer, they just say 1 beer, please. That's so stupid. To be fair, I think this is like a film inside within films, not real life. But also, if you do this in real life, you're an idiot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
This is a big one for me. When the lights aren't completely out and you still see a dim light around the place, that's just...
I think I've got up before and told them to turn
Same.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. I always be like, why are the lights still on? And I know they're not, but they are.
Yeah. No, I agree completely.
Yeah, it needs to be dark.
Speakers that you know have blown and the sound isn't quite right.
Yeah.
Quite rare, but...
I don't think that's ever happened to me, but it would really annoy me.
Yeah, really quick one. Myself and Clara, we took her younger brother to watch the Nolan Batman trilogy, I think it was like end of last year. And we were watching Batman Begins, and halfway through, like it was like towards the end, actually, it was on the third act. And like there's this big moment where Batman sort of says to Rachel, "It's not who I am underneath."
Yeah.
It's what. Just before that part, one of the speakers had blown.
Oh God!
So you were getting like the surround audio, but you weren't getting any of the dialogue. So it was just like Christian Bale and Batman, like just sort of like vibing.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
So the speaker completely went. They couldn't fix it, so we had to go home and finish it there. But that was a funny instance. Last one for now for cinema red flags is Watch the film at home if you want to cuddle. I'm sorry. What do you think about that?
No, I don't mind. You can have a cuddle in the cinema. I don't think that bothers me. If it's going a bit further than that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can like hear you
less.
over the speakers, just like that. Then no, but a cuddle's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's icky. Do what you want.
I can't remember who wrote that. I won't name and shape that.
You should. I bet on some of these you should.
Yeah, my notes are like all over the place. So apologies if I've like just sporadically sort of kind of got to you. But the next kind of sort of red flag genre is basically anything outside of sort of cinema. So these are more like people-based habits, thoughts. So any kind of red flags that you have about people.
Yep. I probably have a
and
few.
movies.
I probably have a few.
Go for it.
Actually, someone sent me this one, but I thought it was brilliant. When you've just like, when you recommend a film to someone and they say, oh no, sorry, I'm doing this wrong. When they say like, you just didn't get it because you say you don't like it. So you just didn't understand the film, even though it's just your opinion, wasn't for you or whatever. They always be like, I get that so much in my comment section if I ever badmouth a film.
Really?
It's always like, you just didn't get it. Like, no, I get it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's fair enough.
It's a completely fair criticism.
Yeah.
For sure.
Opinions, especially online, talking about movies are insane.
Yeah. We get the full range of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any others that you can think of?
Probably. I don't like. I probably do this myself, so I'm probably the ick. But when you say, like, Magic Mike is a great film because Channing Tatum is so hot, so like a superficial opinion, I think that's a little bit of a red flag.
That is a great take.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think that's a red flag.
I think Magic Mike is legit. Like, I think it's actually a decent film.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen number 2. I think it's a decent film. Like, seriously, regardless of like Channing Tatum or Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I actually think it's not bad. Like, I think it's.
Yeah.
Sort of have you seen it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Of course. Who hasn't? So I've got a couple down. I don't know if you have any more. Yeah, so I've got saying it's just a movie, who cares? After a powerful this person put after a powerful emotional scene. But just in general, it's a movie, who cares?
Yeah. Well, like in relation to like you showing emotion about it.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
I cry all the time at films.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's my personality.
Yeah. Exactly. Saying I don't really watch movies. That's like a yeah. Bro, what are we gonna talk about, man? Like,
we can't be friends.
How's it gonna? Yeah. It's gonna, when you keep getting asked why does that happen, or why have they done that, or because you've just not been paying attention.
Yeah. My mum's guilty for that.
Standard.
She wants to pause it and rewind.
Pausing.
Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Asking too many questions instead of just watching, especially if it's both your first times watching that film.
Yeah.
When you're watching a film at home and someone is on and off their phone, and then at the end they say it was shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
This one I think is like one of the stupidest things one can do. But someone says, "Watch this bit when the plot twist is about to happen." Oh wait, this happened the other day. Sort of. Although Clara didn't say like watch this bit, but
Can I just say it was with my brother, who is one of those people that pauses film.
Yeah, he is. To be fair.
Yeah.
Distracted. I mean, let me not say ADHD, but yeah. So I wanted him to pay attention.
Yeah.
We were showing him Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah.
And it was right before the big like reveal. Have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Like the big reveal, and he was like, like I don't know.
Plot point. I have to be like to him.
Yeah, it's like the best scene of the film is that part. To be fair, I don't think that's an ick to do that.
I think I'm just broadly speaking on people who are like, oh my God. Oh wait, like they're just like someone's just casually watching the film and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait for this bit.
Yeah. If they're enjoying it anyway, just leave them to it.
Yeah, because like for me, like the amount of people films I've shown to people, and I've almost like developed a sort of nonchalant way of just sitting there quietly and just observing them without looking like I'm observing them. Because
like the side eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do that.
Watching movies in 1.25 speed.
Who does that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
No. Huh?
Is that a thing?
Well, apparently someone's written.
I've never heard of that in my life. What's the point?
So bad.
To what? To finish it quicker?
I guess so. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible.
People who won't watch a film in a different language.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Yeah.
That's but again, bringing up my mum again, but I've been trying to get her to watch Parasite for years because I just know she'll love it. Like, it's her type of film, like the genre. Well, it's not really, it's kind of doesn't conform to a genre, but I just know she'll love it.
Yeah.
But she will not watch a movie with subtitles.
Yeah. Subtitles. That's the thing. Like, I don't watch too much anime. But you know, I've seen like Attack on Titan. That's the only anime I've seen. But like the rule is you watch it in Japanese and you watch it subbed. You don't watch it dubbed. I have seen both versions and the dubbed is pretty good. But still, like in general, yeah. Don't watch films. Don't just not watch films because they have subtitles.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe like people find it hard.
Yeah.
But I think it's good because when I watch a film subtitled, I have to watch it. Like I can't.
Yeah. You're like.
Yeah. Because if I if I look at my phone or something for a second, you're kind of out of it.
Yeah.
So
you miss it.
So I think it's good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. I love how we've just been outing your mum for half the
I know. Sorry, Mum. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. People who won't watch a foreign film because they don't want to read subtitles grow up.
Yeah.
People who quietly won't watch foreign language films or black and white films because they think they are boring. Literally get a life.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Harsh, but true.
There are some harsh ones we've got coming up, but. Yeah, refusing to watch the subtitles, believing old movies are boring.
Yeah, that's bad. That's uneducated.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because I bet they haven't seen old movies at all.
Yeah.
Or what's considered old.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, what was it? So we have like family friends and a lot of them are like younger. Not too much younger than myself, but like sort of my like younger brother's age, which are like around 5 or 6 years younger than me. And one time I really tried to show them Silence of the Lambs because I was like, this is an amazing film. And they were like, what year was it? And I was like, what was that, Matt? And she's like, no, what year was it? And I was like, oh no, like 1990 something. And they're like, no, we don't want to watch it. I was like, are you actually serious?
That is so bad.
And the 90s wasn't even that too long ago.
No.
Yeah.
My favourite movie when I was a kid was The Wizard of Oz. I loved it.
Yeah.
Watched it every day.
Yeah.
So good.
What have we got next? This is an interesting one. Judging others for loving animated or kids films. Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah, it is silly. Unfortunately, it is actually a thing, I feel. Like some
really?
people. Yeah, I do think.
How can you not like an animation?
I know.
Most of them are like a lot of them. Most of the time are geared towards like adults as well.
Yeah,
like the jokes, the Shrek jokes.
Absolutely, a lot of them have such mature themes.
Yeah, seriously.
And one of your favorite sort of film directors, Adam Elliott, right?
Yeah,
his animated films aren't even for kids.
No, I know. They're adult animations and they're incredible. So if you haven't seen them, watch them.
Yeah. People saying watch more films in a condescending manner and not to educate people on cinema. Yeah. I mean, it's just, don't be a dick kind of thing. People say that they like film but can't hold a conversation about film. Ooh.
I don't know.
That was Craig. Craig said that.
Craig.
Sorry, Craig. I just said.
I don't know. I think you can love and like film without being wholly educated in the matter. Like, you can easily talk about your favorite film, and, and so forth. But if you don't, it doesn't matter if you don't have an in-depth like viewpoint on certain things or don't want to argue certain points with people. Like, that's fair. Yeah. Film people are annoying to argue with sometimes. Even myself. If I try and convince you something, I'll be annoying about it. I will, but I don't think that's bad.
No, I don't think. I think. Watch more. So people said they can't like film, but can't hold a conversation about film. I think for me, it's like it's not an ick if the person doesn't know much about just general films. But I do think there is something to be said about like if something is like your favorite film. Sure. You don't need to explain why it's your favorite film. You just sort of know it. You kind of had that intrinsic quality. But at the same time, there are specific reasons why you love those films. So I guess it's more on the point of like film discussion. Yeah. But
sometimes I just like I can't really describe why.
No, you can't.
Sometimes you're just stuck. Like I just like The Lorax, for example. That's a terrible film, but I like it. Yeah. It is terrible, and I won't have anything to say other than it's bad, but I like it.
Yeah.
In that circumstance.
That's very true.
It's just an opinion thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Up next, we've got constantly comparing everything to Marvel. I mean... Yeah.
I do that a lot, to be fair. I think. Yeah. But I think I do it in more of a positive way for other films other than that, because, we're like so stuck in like the MCU era and you know, all of these remakes and even like Disney live action remakes. So I always be like, it's nice to have a new refreshing film, like if something's original. Like I watched Death of a Unicorn the other week and it was so original. Like it wasn't amazing, but it was original, it was different. So I kind of say something like that in the like world of MCU and like all these Marvel films getting released all the time, that it's nice to have, you know, new refreshing original screenplays. So in that sense I'll use that, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
I mean, I think for me it kind of like if you only sort of watch Marvel films. However, like I think like to your point, it's quite difficult to sometimes ignore the elephant that is Marvel, because it's just so sort of embedded in every part of sort of pop culture. Oh, okay. People who project their politics into movies and over-politicizing films in general. Like, bro, maybe Poor Things is just a movie about a woman's self-discovery journey, not a commentary on toxic masculinity. Also, I had to write a paper in second year about how Batman vs. Superman is actually a commentary on the left and right wing of politics in America. What do you think about that?
I think for the most part I would agree with that. I don't know. I think sometimes it's important, especially if that film is, you know, like Mickey 17, that was a big one recently, and the social commentary on that was crazy. It was pretty much parallel to you know, life in America right now. However, I don't think everything needs to be analysed as much as some people online do it. You know, it's really dug into. And I do think, you know, sometimes it is just a movie. And it's fine to enjoy it. It's fine to not like to dislike it as well. Doesn't need to be related all the time, unless it's obvious. You know, it doesn't need to be dug into too much.
I completely agree with you. I think I don't like it when people sort of overanalyze or over politicize something for their own kind of personal narrative. I would say oh, this film, you know, it had a plot point about I don't know, something, and then they just kind of take that and then like really just blow it out of proportion. That I think is
skew it to whatever, you know, their beliefs are.
Exactly. But at the same time, I also do think people take different things from films. So I could watch a film and completely think, or certain elements of the film could completely resonate with me differently to someone else. So it's a weird, it's a kind of wild topic, but
it's a tricky one. It is, because sometimes it is necessary, and I think sometimes that was the director's point or the writer's point was to kind of touch on, you know, these important things. But some of the time, it is, as you said, like we could take completely different things away from a film, and we'd both like be valid in whatever we took.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's a tricky one, but I do also think, I feel like whenever like I watch a political film,
whether or not I like the film, it comes down to whether or not the film stands first and foremost as a film. Like, does it narratively make sense? Are the characters interesting? You know, did I learn something, or did I enjoy or have a new experience watching the film? And then like the politics almost come as a natural sort of byproduct of that. I feel like when a film is specifically trying to be political, I think it comes off as very artificial. So for example, like Emilia Perez, like like that film has like so many different like politically current or relevant sort of themes going on, but the story is just completely all over the place. So like for me, it's so inauthentic that it just like, well, this is just kind
whatever they were trying to achieve.
Exactly.
100%.
The characters are an afterthought. It's the politics. It's not storytelling.
And it also it wasn't a good representation of anything.
There you go.
Anyway,
that's another ick. Anyone who likes it. I mean,
I'm not sure there's many people out there who do.
I have a few friends.
Really?
Judging others for not loving film bro films like Taxi Driver.
I love Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver is great.
It's a great film. I don't really like the term film bro. I will throw it out there.
Go on.
No, I will throw it out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say, oh, you're a film bro.
Yeah.
But I don't love it because it does put like people in a category, especially the boys. But
I know.
but you like what you like.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me.
That's the thing. Like for me, like I basically love any type of film. But if you look at my 4 favorites on Letterboxd, they are the most film bro kind of films ever.
What are they?
Well, the ones on Letterboxd that I have, Jurassic Park is like the movie that got me into
Fine,
films,
yeah.
and then it's like The Dark Knight, Return of the King, and Whiplash, like all of which, like I'll watch like the most like discreet like Mongolian art house film, but then when I watch those films, I can't just help but just completely be just every single time. So
And that's fair.
Yeah, that's
You're
the thing.
allowed to do that.
Yeah, but yeah,
You're
like
still a film bro for
I'm still but yeah, like you said, I feel like the term has almost been a bit contaminated recently.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I see why there are certain films that are like film bro films.
Oh yeah.
I understand what it means to be a film bro, but I don't think it's necessary. You like what you like.
You like what you like.
Yeah.
So that is kind of that's kind of it for the sort of icks or red flags on the sort of behavioral front. I want to say, like, so cinema and kind of movie watching or movie kind of opinionated icks, I would say. Now let's move on to some green flags. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Fantastic. So any green flags that you have about cinema, behavior in the cinema, habits in the cinema?
I don't know. It's kind of the opposite of everything we just said.
Basically, yeah.
Keeping your shoes on.
Yeah.
No, I think just
that's so hard.
Yeah, being respectful, especially like to staff and things like that. Like if someone's told you to be quiet, listen to them first. Like even just like another member of the public, because I've told people off. Like I'm happy to say it.
Oh, okay.
I'm so happy to tell people off. So I'm like, can you keep it nicely? I'll say it nicely the first time.
Yeah.
Nicely. I'll be like, yeah, can you keep it down? And if they like keep disrespecting that, I'll get angry.
Yeah. Damn. Start throwing fists.
No, not that far. I've never gone that far yet, but depends on the film maybe. Yeah, I don't really have. They're kind of just the opposite of everything we just said, I think.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I've got written down a couple that people have sent in. So, when not a single phone is in sight before the film even starts, so that's a good sign. Green flag. Watches the credits to appreciate the crew. Also watches behind the scenes and extra special features.
Oh yeah, nice.
So yeah, like staying to watch the crew. That's cool. Lots of people on their own in the cinema.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's a good sign. That is
a good sign.
I mean,
that's me. I'm always by myself.
People that arrive to the cinema before the trailers.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like the adverts, you can skip the ads, but I'm always there at the trailers. Yeah, always.
Interesting. I am a bit lukewarm about this subject because for me, I've like sort of over the kind of past couple of years, I've like really tried to stop watching trailers.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, a lot
so
of people do.
When I'm in the cinema and the trailer's on, I will often be doing like
really?
genuinely be
With
doing
your eyes closed.
Like just not looking at the
Fingers in
screen.
your ears.
Yeah, like seriously, especially if it's like a trailer 2 of a film, like so Thunderbolts for example. Fair. I've only seen the first trailer. I haven't seen.
You haven't seen the A24 style.
No, I know it's a thing, but
it's cool.
I'm just trying to go in as blind as possible.
Yeah, I get that. I do get it. I think I've never tried it because I always want to look. Yeah. I'm nosy, I guess. Yeah. But I get it. I do get it. So it's fine.
I think fundamentally it just comes out of my frustration that a lot of trailers just spoil.
They do. So. More recently, I think when movie trailers in the past didn't give as much away as they do now. Especially like Marvel. I mean. Oh, actually, I was going to say something I might not now.
Oh.
No, because you just said you didn't watch the Thunder.
No, don't tell me anything.
Say it.
Stop right there.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So next up we have, you get hyped for the trailers and more importantly, turn up early to watch the trailers. So when the aircon is working.
Yeah. I think it's cold in the cinema, though.
In the summer, though, sometimes.
No, I think it's always cold.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's always cold. I will go with a blanket even in the summer. Yes, I am that person that brings a blanket to the cinema. But I will. I will. I think it's freezing. I went to watch The Holdovers last year for my birthday. And
you've got a 4DX experience with your blanket then.
No, that's literally what I was about to say. But not only was it cold, but the heating wasn't working. Like they only offered us a cup of tea. Or to like not watch the film, and I was like, no, I'll take the cup of tea. Yeah. And I watched it. It was freezing. Yeah, it was literally like 40x in the snowy Boston.
Yeah, I think the main kind of takeaway from this one is just in general, like hopefully the kind of just the temperature and the general environment of the screen is one you are comfortable in to enjoy the film.
Yeah.
So I mean, Holdovers. I mean, did that experience ruin the film for you at all?
No.
No,
But
okay.
I'd watched it before because
Okay.
I used to work at Universal, so I got to see that one like a year early.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Fun. Specifically a packed out IMAX screen. You know it's just the movie lovers in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I
to
do
see.
love a good IMAX screen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Opening night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When the Icy or Tango Ice Blast machine is working.
I've
How'd
never had it not working.
Oh, I had one. There's all the time I've seen like
Oh
some
really?
machines
Like the McDonald's ice cream machine or whatever it is. They say that about their always.
Oh yeah,
working.
like the McFlurry's like
Yeah,
not
always
doing
very.
the
No, I've always been happy with my
Fair enough.
Tango
Do you
Ice
go for the Tango Ice Blast when you go though?
only on if I'm feeling
Yeah.
like if I'm gonna treat myself.
Fair.
Yeah.
I used to love it when I was a kid. Now
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah. Still good though. Families with well-behaved kids.
Oh yeah, green
Yeah.
flag.
I'm like, you're doing something right
Yeah.
as a parent. This is exactly. If my kids like in the future are like misbehaved in cinemas, I will be the first.
Yeah. My kids would never act like that.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
I would force that in them, or we're not going to the cinema.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're leaving right now. When you have sweet popcorn and you get a piece of just pure sugar.
Wait, that's green. That's a green flag. Oh, I'm not sure I'd like that.
Is that ick?
Yeah, I think that's an ick. I think that's an ick.
So this is not my personal one, but I actually somewhat relate to this. I'm a huge sweet tooth.
Oh, really?
I do love mixed popcorn.
Mm.
I can't do just salted. I'm a huge sweet tooth, so sweet popcorn is the thing. But I can kind of relate to this one. I do like, but yeah, that's just me.
What, just like a hard crystallized piece of sugar?
Well, I don't know. It's. I mean, I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of just like
I know exactly what you mean.
it's like just a piece of gold in there. I guess I don't know. Anyhow, we're gonna move on to some green flags that are away from the cinema. Once again, more sort of like sort of movie lover intrinsic. Do you have any for these?
Yeah. I think if you're willing to watch a film multiple times, so like you didn't like it the first time,
That's a great one.
but they are willing to rewatch it and give it another go if they've heard your opinion, then I think that's a massive green flag.
Yeah.
Because you might be wrong and they've understood that, they've listened to you, and they're going to give it another go.
Yep. 100% agree.
I think that's a good one.
Good sign.
Someone said to me, if a man enjoys rom-coms because they know the standard. That's what they said to me. I thought that was fair enough. And I just think from like making TikToks and stuff, just listening to other people's opinions instead of, as I said before, like just saying like you didn't get it, or that's an invalid opinion, or never do a ranking list again. I get that one a lot. Like,
like just being open to
just being open, just listening, and I think that's massive in the film talk community because some people are
toxic.
Yeah.
Damn. I've got written down. So coming in, so he goes, notices film scores or asks who did the music. That's a big one for me. Yeah,
that's good.
I'm not sure what the film is about from the trailer, but I get the vibe from the trailer. I love films that do that. That's
yeah. That's the perfect way to make a trailer.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't need to know the full story.
Quietly wipes away tears during sad scenes.
Yeah. Not me though. I'm
You're like bawling.
Yeah.
Recommends hidden gems, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we love that.
We do love a hidden gem. We'll rewatch your favorite film just because you love it.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
Yep.
Goes to indie cinemas and supports local film festivals.
Yeah,
That's
huge.
Nice. That's a good one.
Huge.
Yeah. Makes playlists based on movies.
Ooh, I like that. Like based on a certain film.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like kind of letterboxed. You know, when you just do lists. That's.
I like that.
Yeah. People who work in the film industry and actually watch movies.
Yeah.
There's fewer than you think.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't complain about subtitles. Great, green flag. Catches tiny details and points them out after the film.
Yeah, after, not during.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
What did you say?
Anything I've missed, let me know.
Lets the film sit in silence at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. People that respect other people's film opinions and interests without crying or getting angry, of course.
Yep.
Standard one.
Yeah.
Appreciates all genres and makes informed decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds starting to sound like a CV there.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're allowed to. I don't know. I'm not a big comedy lover.
Oh.
I know that's really terrible.
Is it just because like you haven't found many films in the comedy genre that you like.
Yeah, I think
vibe with?
so. But it's just a lot of films that people say are really funny.
Such as?
Oh, you're gonna hate me for this, but I hate Will Ferrell.
I'm not. I think I like him as a person. His humor doesn't quite click with me. So like when I appreciate
Happy.
people love like Step Brothers, etc.
Yeah.
And when I watch this film, at some moments I do genuinely laugh, but
Mm.
like generally,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest.
Okay, that makes me feel so
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah, there are more of us out there. I think.
Yeah, I know.
Watches the same Christmas or Halloween movies every year. Is that a green flag?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's not many like new great Christmas films that
No.
come out anymore.
Mm.
So sticking to the classics is
So
good.
what's your go-to Christmas film?
The Grinch.
Nice.
It's a comedy.
Classic.
But I love Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That's
How can
maybe
you not?
that's
How
my
can you not?
exception.
Has Letterboxd and logs films.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like whenever, like, for example, I like work, like I don't work in film, but there's like 2 other people I know in the like entire organization who have Letterboxd, and I'm
No,
like,
really.
oh my god,
Yeah.
yes.
It's 90% of my screen time on my phone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
Wait to talk until the credits start rolling.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
huge.
yeah. Gets excited for your reactions during your first time watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do it subtly, like don't do it during the film, like
Yeah,
that. Don't do that. But yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I love showing like great films to
Mhm.
people who are like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
don't even watch films to just see their reactions. That's always like a kind of almost like a rewarding part of
Yeah. It's like a love language.
yeah.
Gifting people your favorite film.
Definitely. Buys you movie merch unprovoked.
Yeah. I would never say no.
And finally, we've got calling films. Okay, this is another red flag that sneaked its way into the green flag. This is a red flag though, but I think Seth Review sent this in. So calling films pretentious because they haven't heard of them. All it does is show how narrow-minded and boring they are as people.
That is such a Seth line.
That was a good.
It's fair. It's fair enough.
It is. So yeah, that's the green flags. So now we're kind of onto the second sort of second half of our red flags, green flags discussion. So we are moving on to sort of film-specific red flags.
Okay.
Like film icks that are like anything to do with films, actors,
Okay, yeah.
actors, I said that. Actors, directors, etc. Do you have any, Alex?
We starting with red.
We're starting with red flags, yeah.
Okay. Okay, this isn't okay. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Right, listen, it's not the film. I really like the film.
Yeah.
But it's the character. Because Scott Pilgrim doesn't treat his women very well, his exes. So if you're idolizing Scott Pilgrim, that's a problem. Not the film. It's a great film. I love it.
Yeah.
But it's the character.
I feel like this is kind of a somewhat recent thing of like looking back on sort of good films that have like almost like a bit of toxic like protagonists, basically.
Yeah. It's
So,
the same
yeah.
with like American Psycho.
Yeah.
Like the film is good,
Yeah.
but it's the
Like,
character.
Yeah, bro, don't call yourself Patrick Bateman.
No,
Yeah.
that's terrifying. I'm running.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I've written down any Will Ferrell movie. So there's that. And kind of obvious, but the Terrifier movies. That is a red flag if you love those. Anyone? No.
Yeah, that's a great.
It's worrying. It's
It is,
worrying.
it is.
That's your favorite.
It's
like,
basically
franchise.
torture porn. It's basically torture porn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging around.
Yeah, run. I've got voice-over narration, aka you probably wonder how I found myself here, like at the start of a film. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think I agree with that actually.
Yeah. I think it's like
I can't think of any films though.
So like for example, to be fair, like there are some exceptions. For example, like Wolf of Wall Street, like he starts off like my name is Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
You know, that's great, that's fine. But like I do understand this point. It's like quite a lazy way to get like sort of your narration going, I think. Films that can't show people texting or writing an email properly. It's very blatant when it's faked.
Oh yeah.
Do you know when a character does,
when a character does that.
Yeah. I'd even go a step further and say like if there's like a message bubble.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that's horrible. That's
lazy.
Horrible. Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah, we know what they're doing.
Exactly. When actors don't know how to play pool or snooker.
I don't know how to play pool and snooker, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think like if you watch pool and snooker, then obviously I think
it must
it's going to be
frustrating.
Yeah.
For me, I won't even notice.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Having a floating head poster.
Oh god, yeah, yeah, that is
Yeah.
terrible. Obviously, like Marvel and all
Yeah.
that is so bad at the moment.
Yeah. Even like Dune Part 2 last year had that
Yeah, it
really
did.
terrible poster.
Yeah, it
But then, yeah, I think it's a lot of the time it's because the actors have contracts with the studios
Mhm.
and they have like it's in their contract that they need to be included within the poster. So the only way to
do it.
do it is by putting all their heads
Yeah.
in the poster.
It is bad though.
It is. It's yeah.
It's so unoriginal.
You'll never see us have a floating head poster as our like main poster of choice on Letterboxd.
Good.
For sure. Any sequel above the number 3. So Fast and Furious, Pirates of the Caribbean, Home Alone, Terminator, Saw, Jurassic Park, Halloween, Toy Story, Die Hard, Thor, Captain America, and Transformers.
I think for the most part though, I am a defender of Toy Story 4.
Oh, really?
I know.
Oh.
I know. It's not my favorite. It's not. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It is. But I think
It's not a bad. I
don't think it's
not a bad
bad.
film. It's not a bad film.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, absolutely.
For the most
I think
part, I agree.
everything else you named there was completely true.
Yeah. Like even like you get the exceptions being like the Mission Impossible films, etc.
Yeah.
Which in fact, at some points actually even get better.
Yeah,
as they go higher. But yeah, live action remakes.
No. Recently, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I think they are abysmal sometimes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Liking The Greatest Showman, Pitch Perfect.
I know who sent that in.
Who do you think? Who sent that in?
Epics.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because I hate The Greatest Showman.
You hate
and
it?
I love Pitch Perfect. Yeah, I really don't like The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
So I know.
Not any of the songs? None of the songs?
I can't get on with it. I'm just not friends with that movie. I don't like the songs. Pitch Perfect is great though. I rewatched that literally 2 days ago. It's an all-time banger.
Interesting. I like Pitch Perfect. I like Pitch Perfect. I accept that The Greatest Showman isn't like a great film. There's a lot of problems, but like I'm just A Million Dreams. Love it.
Really? No.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine. What can I say? Awards bait films that aren't actually good.
Yeah.
I will say that is definitely an ick for me. However, I would still take those kind of films who are trying to at least do something interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Than like just some of the garbage you see out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Having Shawshank in a top 50 movie list. What do you think about that?
I think that's top 50, yeah?
You think that's a green flag or red flag?
I think it's a green
Or
flag.
it's just not a flag, it's just a...
No, yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, like as in like a...
This person doesn't think Shawshank is a top 50 film. And
Well,
they think
that's their opinion.
Yeah.
That's their opinion.
There you go.
You're the red flag.
Yeah, you're the red flag. Whoever wrote that in, I genuinely can't remember who said this. People who are open to step outside their little comfort zone. Why is this in a red flag? Again, it's a green flag. So more red flags starring Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
We've got Mother and live action Mulan and movie 43. I think that was Josiah. Mother, the Darren Aronofsky film.
Oh, the Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
We're still talking red flags here.
The red flags.
Yeah, red flag. That's a red flag.
You think?
Yeah.
That's like one of the genuinely the most uncomfortable.
Oh my
I
god,
felt
it's haunting.
I wanted to be sick.
Yeah. It's awful.
Movie 43. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's like one of the worst films.
Oh,
of all
that's
time.
that one with Hugh Jackman with the balls on his neck, isn't it?
I don't know. I think so, maybe.
Sorry.
Yeah. American Psycho, Pulp Fiction, Fight Club, The Joker, The Wolf of Wall Street. Nothing against any of the films themselves, but dudes who say these are their favorite films are incel/film broy.
Yeah. Well, and I get it.
Yeah.
It fits the category.
Yeah.
Like it definitely is a thing, but it's okay. You know, we don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, all of these are like great films, but yes, if it's like your entire personality.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I think, as well as I said before, like idolizing the
Those
characters,
yeah.
then that's the red flag.
Yeah.
It's, people like what they like.
They do. The Whale and Green Book.
I haven't seen either.
That was sad. You haven't?
No, I haven't seen either.
Yeah. I think it's probably because the two of them were like they did very well at the awards.
Yeah.
So another red flag, thinking Nick Cage is anything but an incredible actor.
Yeah, I think he's a great actor. I don't know if I'd go incredible, because some of his films have been a bit floppy.
Most of his films are shite, but like he's like legit.
Yeah,
like,
he's
a
good
actor.
Yeah.
Guys who won't admit that Barbie is actually a good film and Greta Gerwig is an exceptional filmmaker, go talk to some women.
See, I'm not the right person to say it to, because I did not.
Because you don't like Barbie.
But
Barbie.
I understand. I kind of get it.
Yeah, I think I would take. I know exactly who wrote this. I'll take you up on this. I'll say like, yes, Greta Gerwig I think is an exceptional filmmaker.
Oh, for sure.
Agree with. I think Barbie. I think Lady Bird and Little Women are much better than Barbie,
Oh,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think.
That's
So-
two of my favorite films. I love Little Women so much.
Yeah.
So for that, just don't include the Barbie.
Yeah.
It's just too in your face, I think.
Mm.
You know? The
Mm.
feminism is too, I don't know.
Going back to the politics, yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to, but like
No,
it's
no,
a
go
little bit like, I don't know. I found it a little bit patronising. I don't know.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
You and
She
Clara
knows what I
have gone well. girls who can't watch any. So similarly, girls who can't watch anything by David Fincher or Quentin Tarantino because they're actually good films. Oh my god.
Who said
That wasn't
that?
me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Who said that?
Who got named?
Girls who don't watch
David Fincher or Tarantino
because of what's the reason?
because they're actually good movies.
Yeah, I think that's a red flag.
Yeah, I think like going back to what we said about just being kind of open to just watching.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's why.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. People who unironically think Interstellar is the best sci-fi movie of all time. Kubrick is turning in his grave. What do you think about that?
I disagree with that. No, I don't. I mean, obviously 2001 Space Odyssey is huge. I love that film so much.
Mm.
But Interstellar is also a very fantastic sci-fi movie.
Mm.
I think there's a lot more. It's different. It's so different from 2001. There's a lot more like raw like emotion and like character relationships embedded in the sci-fi. Or like I think the sci-fi elements of both films are on the grandest scales. Like they are incredible visually, everything. But I think Interstellar just has that emotional element as well, which just makes it a fantastic film. Not that Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey is not a fantastic film. It is amazing. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Either it's always either for me. So
Yeah.
that's okay. I guess.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think for me, like objectively, I think I would say 2001 is probably the greatest sci-fi film ever made.
Yeah.
But Interstellar for me is more like it's like the personal choice, the personal pick of the two, just because it does have that, you know, that like you said, like the raw emotion of it. It does, you know, the characters.
They are different.
Yeah.
And obviously Interstellar has taken so much inspiration.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, it was
Kubrick,
and it's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a preference thing. I think
it is in many ways Nolan's 2001.
Of course, yeah.
I like Wes Anderson, but they've only seen the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, you should watch more.
Absolutely.
You can't say that.
Definitely.
You can't make the statement "I love Wes Anderson" and not have seen
exactly
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Exactly. People who think Spotlight is actually a more deserving Best Picture winner than Fury Road or The Revenant. You watch paint dry for fun.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that one.
The question is, are you a Fury Road type girl or The Revenant?
Fury Road.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
I love The Revenant.
I did really like it too.
But Fury Road is just a force of nature. Like
it's incredible. But I do think that year, like Leonardo, that was his year to win.
Yeah. It was, but also not like.
Only like
not his best performance.
No, only a time wise.
Oh yeah,
it
absolutely.
was about time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Keeping a straight face when watching a film. I kind of vibe with seeing other people's reactions to things. So when it's just flat, you never know what they're thinking.
What if nothing's going on in their head?
Yeah.
maybe nothing's going on up there.
We used to have that Homelander meme, like.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know what's going on in their head. Me, like probably when I've watched. What's like a confused like Beau is Afraid? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
That was my face the entire time watching that because I was so confused.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is sort of more. I think this is sort of at home as opposed to in the cinema.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's weird.
Watching people in cinema, but like, yeah, I can. It's different for different people, isn't it? Like,
I don't know how often I actually like know anything on my face now.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like now I'm thinking about it. Do I actually like sit there smiling at the TV?
Exactly.
Kind of strange.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to some green flags for films. Anything from your side?
Let's have a look. All of my favourite films are green flags.
Green flags. Obviously.
I would say, this is a take, but thinking Nope is the best Jordan Peele film.
That's a green flag.
That's a green flag for me because it's my favourite.
Nice.
I think that movie is monumental.
I really enjoy Nope. I definitely prefer it to Us.
Mm-hmm. But
Get
Out's always on top for most people.
I think,
and it's incredible. But
yeah, it's interesting because Nope is almost like Jaws, but with extraterrestrials. Basically, that's what they sort of used to describe it as. But I really like Nope, and a lot of people just are like, nah.
Yeah,
They're
I
so
think
different about it.
but even for me, the first time I watched it, I wasn't sure, and then I rewatched it, and I really sat in it, and I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
And like all the tones underneath, I just thought.
Oh yeah,
Fabulous.
and it's a really underrated film for sure. Also, I remember watching that in cinemas, and the lights were like not off completely. It was dimly lit. That was one of those films. Any others?
Oh, I think The Hunger Games. I think
that's
that's
a green flag.
That's a green flag, especially Catching Fire. I know that's crazy. I know that's crazy, but it's such a it's a easy sick day watch movie, like one of those, and I need someone to be able to watch those easy watches as well. Like I know it's not the greatest thing ever, but I love movies like that.
When you say The Hunger Games, are you referring to all 4 or 5 in this case, or just the first 2, or even just Catching Fire?
I think all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, I think all.
Do you enjoy all of them?
Yeah.
Really?
To a certain degree. I think some are way better than others. I think 2 and 1, I quite like. I quite like.
I like
them.
the first 2.
I quite like part 1 and 2.
I don't love part 1 and part 2. But they hey, there you go.
I quite like them. They're just so easy.
I just because I've only seen part 1 and part 2 the one time, and maybe I should rewatch them or something. But I found them such a drag, honestly.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought the first 2 literally because they had the games.
Yeah.
I was way more interested in all the sort of the war stuff and the politics in Panem, etc. I felt like the last one was too long as well. That's kind of an ick when someone says a film is too long, but I felt like it really dragged, and I didn't think the last 2 films were anywhere near as exciting as the first 2.
I would agree with that, but I still would watch them. Yeah. I don't know. I just was connected to the story.
Were you a fan of the books and stuff before?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Makes sense.
Any others?
Brother Bear, I think is a massive green flag. I love that film. That is my favorite Disney movie ever. So yeah, enjoying that. That's definitely a green flag.
Great Phil Collins song in there as well.
Oh yeah, bangers in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cornetto trilogy.
Oh. Do you like all 3 of them?
Yeah. I think The World's End is my least favourite, but they're all pretty high calibre movies there.
So I've got some green flags coming in from all corners of Film Talk here. So having IMAX option for the screening. So a film that has that IMAX option. I think is a green flag.
Yeah,
I really
think
enjoy
that's a green flag.
IMAX. Big name cameos for subtle roles.
That's a green flag.
As a green flag.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like as a cameo, it kind of takes a little bit away from the rest of the film and the main plot and whatever. So I don't think that's a green flag. I don't think.
Decent merch to go with the film.
Yeah, green flag.
I'm indifferent about that, because I think on the one hand you do have some really cool merch and whatnot, but on the other hand, I do think a lot of bad films, especially franchise films, just try and flog the merch down your I don't know what word I'm going to use after this. Just flog it to you.
I think my only exception of that would be cinemas, because I think the popcorn buckets and all of that, make those for any film, because we need to keep the cinemas alive.
Absolutely.
So if they're rubbish,
if
the film is rubbish, I don't care. I will buy a popcorn bucket.
There you go.
Cost me £25, but if the cinema's open, then I'll do it.
Do you still reuse those popcorn buckets?
No, I put them on display.
Yeah, fine. Fair enough. Being open to showing your excitement for a movie or a scene in a cinema.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
See the problem with that?
Seeing someone after a film log it on Letterboxd and ask for your Letterboxd.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you kind of know. I was saying this earlier when at work. It's if someone has Letterboxd, it's not the fact that they have a Letterboxd account. It's the fact that you know that they're into film.
Yeah.
Immediately. You immediately know.
That's the telltale sign.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So more sort of film specific choices here. Lord of the Rings, Past Lives, Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
That's Josiah.
Yeah, it is. People who like westerns, cowboys shooting guns and horses is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Any Snyder film is a thumbs up from me. Same for James Cameron. And similarly, when someone can respect that Zack Snyder and Michael Bay are actually 2 of the most technically gifted and creative filmmakers of their generation. What do you think about that?
Michael Bay, I love.
Yeah.
Transformers is one of my favorite franchises. Some of them aren't that great, but I just love them. Zack Snyder, his recent films have been shocking.
Yeah.
Justice League. I like the
Snyder Cut.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut, but the
Rebel Moon.
Yeah. Oh God, they were so bad.
Yeah. I think James Cameron, absolutely, like, bro's the king of the box office for sure. Zack Snyder, I love most of his stuff. Rebel Moon, I haven't even seen because I heard it was so bad.
It's no bad.
But I do think he has such a. Yes, I do think he is one of the most creative filmmakers. Like, all his films look like a work of art in terms of the visual stuff. But similarly to a lot of people online, and I don't mean to just basically copy what people are saying online about Zack Snyder, but it's like his storytelling fundamentally is Michael Bay though. Yeah. Great. Paddington 2, Shrek 2, the best Shrek film, and The Iron Giant.
Yeah, I'm happy with those.
Yeah. You Love Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
I'm not even going to answer that one.
12 Angry Men. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, such a green flag.
The Iron Giant, and pretty much any animated films in general, to be honest. Lockie wants to give Shark Tale an honorable mention. Little Miss Sunshine, Kramer versus Kramer, Hunt for the Wilder People. So all of those good morals, wholesome vibes, and just all-round great films.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
This is a red flag. Honestly, if they rate the prequel trilogy a lot, then I don't know what else they might believe.
Are we talking about Star Wars?
Yeah. What do you think about the prequels?
I like them. Revenge. I think A New Hope is solid.
Prequels.
Oh, sorry.
Prequels.
I don't know. Then I don't know. No, I think. What was their take?
So they said if you rate the prequel trilogy a lot, I don't know what else you might believe. So I'll judge you if you rate the prequel trilogy.
Oh, basically. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of open.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Yeah, I think that they're not great films. I think Revenge of the Sith, I love them.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, sorry, Sandy. Spider-Man 3 enjoyers. Green flag.
I don't mind Spider-Man 3. Yeah.
I think Spider-Man 3 is such love. I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
we'll let them pass.
Those who think M. Night Shyamalan is one of the best working. He is.
I agree. I love M. Night.
Yeah.
I think I've seen all his films, or most of them.
Yeah.
I love The Happening. I know that's a crazy one.
Oh my God. You too. Wow.
Yeah, I love The Happening. Signs is obviously an incredible film.
I like Signs a lot. Yeah.
I love Trap.
Good stuff. I think with M. Night,
he's just fun.
Yeah, I don't love him, but I think with every film, he's always doing something interesting.
Yeah, I think sometimes as well, especially with Trap, don't take it too seriously.
Yes.
It was such a passion project for him with his daughter in it and all of that. I just thought, let him do it. And I thought it was great.
Yeah. I do think he, for sure, anytime M. Night Shyamalan releases a film, I'm going to be interested.
Yeah.
And I'm open too. But I also do think some of his films have genuinely terrible moments. I do think yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But yeah. Okay, yeah, and that is kind of it for the green flags there. Cool. I have just got a couple of red flags and green flags from personal ones that I've written down that I will just fly through. So Dylan, red flags. Watching movies on your phone. Sorry.
Yeah, fair.
Sorry.
No, that's
sorry. Fine. Sorry. I will accept a laptop screen, but not understanding the sense of, this is such a waffly sentence that I've crafted, but I'm not understanding the sense of a reality sort of intrinsic to the film. So limitations or lack thereof within the stories. Why are you complaining that a film isn't realistic and yada, yada, yada? So basically what I'm trying to say is very badly is when a film is supposed to say, for example, a film is supposed to be campy and over the top, but someone goes, "Oh, that's so unrealistic."
Yeah.
Shut
that makes
up.
Sense.
So for example, I had a friend, we were watching Kill Bill.
Yeah.
And the great, one of the great, obviously, action set pieces ever is the fight with the crazy 88 at the end of Kill Bill. And my friend, I just got into an argument with him because he was like, "Bro, why is this guy flying up the stairs?" I'm like, "Bro, it's Uma Thurman taking down 88 warriors. It's not realistic. It's just fun. Just go with it."
I agree.
Okay, here we go. Conversations in films that take place in cars, but the driver has his eyes off the road for too long. So for example, if I'm watching a conversation between two characters, I'll get anxiety because I'm like, "Bro, why are you not watching the road?" He's staring at the other character for 30 seconds.
That happens so often in a movie.
Oh, it's a musical. It must be shit. that's a red flag.
No, yeah, that's a
red
I
flag for
can
me.
agree.
In the sense that I'm not saying like I love musicals, but it's just the idea of like just shutting someone down, shutting something down immediately.
Yeah.
before
I
you've
agree
seen
with
it.
that.
Yeah. For me, another one is when renowned actors do shitty films. Have some self-respect. There are some exceptions like Kate Blanchett in Borderlands. I haven't seen Borderlands, but for example, but so it's like a double-edged sword. So for example, if I'm watching a crap film and a great actor makes a subtle cameo, I'm like, oh my god, that's great. I really enjoyed that one scene. But then I'm also like, in really bad films where those actors can't even save the film, I'm like, why did you do that?
Yeah,
like,
why did you do
it?
Well, we know why.
Yeah, the mullah. When someone watches films on TikTok, I didn't know this was a thing until.
Pardon?
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing until a couple of weeks ago. Massive ick.
Why? What? Because it's free.
Well, I think it's more like, you know, when you get like clips and you scroll and it's like clip
part
157.
one,
Yeah.
Oh god.
When someone rewatches film clips, aka the best part of films. So yeah, I used to do that as a kid. So for example, Dark Knight Rises, I would always watch like the fight between Batman and Bane. Then when I watched the film, I would know the fight so well that I wouldn't feel the full impact of it when I'm like, as I'm watching the entire. Does that make sense? Like almost like taking the films.
Well, that's a red flag if you want to watch a film clip.
It's not a red flag if you watch a film clip. It's more like if you constantly rewatch film clips and it almost like you take the like specific scenes out of context of the film. That's what I mean.
I get you, yeah.
And my last one is if a film, again, a lot of films do have great at-home releases, but if a film doesn't get a theatrical release, for me, it's almost like a sign like, don't know about this.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think they've definitely made mistakes with that in the past. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, and it was a bad film. It was a very bad film in my opinion. Yeah. But that they for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, they're doing a theatrical release now because it went straight onto Peacock, I think. And that will do wonders for the movie. So yeah. They make mistakes sometimes. They do
indeed. And very quickly, does some Dylan Green flags. When someone has a genuine interest in film composers and doesn't only just praise Hans Zimmer. I love Hans Zimmer, but if I can speak to you about like other film composers as well, great.
Yep.
When someone is able to distinguish the difference between a Studio Ghibli film and a Hayao Miyazaki film. Okay. I know technically Miyazaki films are Studio Ghibli films, but also, are you proud? Yeah, like he's just such a unique voice. So like just to put him in the same as an entire studio's body of work is, I feel like, not giving. I think this goes the same for like a lot of filmmakers, but not giving them their cake essentially. Yeah. Okay, so this is also kind of linked to what we were discussing before, but let's just say for conversations purposes, girls who like action cinema or anything that's really outside of their stereotypical comfort zone. So essentially, when you're open to watching anything. So for example, like you don't get, like usually, you know, with things like Lord of the Rings, for example, the majority of fans, majority are guys. Yeah. So like if a girl likes Lord of the Rings, then I'm thinking like, oh, that's cool. Like that's cool. Yeah. And it's just a bias that you have in your head. Yeah. It's the same like potentially on the guy side as well. Like you said, like guys who love rom-coms.
Yeah. It's definitely just stereotypes.
Yeah.
Breaking them.
Breaking the stereotypes.
Yeah.
If you make an effort to watch films in IMAX. So actors who are able to tell funny stories on like talk shows, for example.
Oh yeah,
I really
love
like
that. Yeah.
If you have a membership at a cinema.
Oh,
green flag.
Good one.
Action films that have real practical stunt work.
Yes.
Huge win for stunts recently.
Yeah, with the Oscars.
Yeah. Actors who genuinely make an effort to vibe with the interviewers during press junkets. So like, for example, Timmy and Austin Butler, like the Dune press, that was great.
Yeah, that was
Zendaya
great. Yeah,
Florence
that
Pugh.
was good.
Actors/directors who have episodes on the Criterion collection and who are open to talking about films that have inspired them.
Love it.
Shot by Roger Deakins, Hoyte van Hoytema, Linus Sandgren, Robert Richardson. So like great DPs. And finally, this is a kind of unique one. So when a film's opening logos are like diegetic to the film. So for example.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So like musically or visually, if like the music starts playing when you're watching the 20th Century Fox logos come up, or like it looks a bit different. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like when like Jurassic Park 3 came out, like the Universal.
Yeah. When
logo, and it was like, and it was like the, you know, the T-Rex when it stomps. Yeah. The water, like the puddle
Yeah,
It was like that.
Yeah.
Great, I
There's
love it.
loads of those.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
Harry Potter with Warner Bros.
Harry
they
Potter,
Did it.
exactly.
Wicked did it recently with it was
Yeah.
green and pink.
Yeah.
Universal logo. Yeah.
Love that
Cool.
stuff. Love
Love
that
it.
stuff. And that is it. That is basically,
Nice.
that was a meaty discussion. We
That
are
was.
almost like an hour and 15 into this, but we're going to continue. But thank you guys so much to everyone who sent in red flags, green flags. So just a couple, and apologies if I've missed out anyone. Eli, Amy, Henry Calvert, Craig's Reviews, Ben's Box Office, Movie Comic Junkie, Tom MCJL, Josiah, Epics, Matty Talks Movies, Dino Joe Reviews, and of course my very own Mickey Panwell Fingal. Fantastic. And thank you, Alex, as well, for your picks as well. Some great takes in there, for sure.
Cool.
Now, of course, we can't end this episode without playing at least a few games.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3 games.
I'm nervous.
We've got 3 games. The first of which is a brand new game. Now, this is a very kind of, I don't want to bite my tongue here, but like I think this will be quite easy.
Okay.
This is a new game that I created last night, and it's a very it's a warm-up-y game.
Okay.
So this game
What
is
should we
called...
be terrible at?
So this game is called Movie Matchers. So essentially, I'm going to say a word, and you're going to tell me, you're going to try and think of a movie title that has this word in it.
Okay.
So for example, if I said the word sin, you could say Sin City, you could say Sinners,
Yep.
you could say Sing Sing, technically.
Oh,
so
you
I'm
could
going to...
say sing.
Well, the
Okay.
sin's in there.
Okay.
It counts.
Okay.
So, you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. So the first word is dark.
The Dark Knight,
Hell.
Hellraiser,
Beauty.
and the Beast
Chronicles.
of Narnia.
Great.
Great. The Great Gatsby.
Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Boy.
Place.
A Quiet Place.
And finally, wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Nice. Pretty easy.
yeah,
But
yeah. I like that though.
oh gosh, I think I also needed more in there as well, so I know that for next time. But yeah,
That was fun. I liked it.
little warm up. Game number 2.
Mm.
Okay. Alex, what I'm going to need you to do is pick up the red flag and green flag.
Okay.
So we are going to play red flag or green flag on film and TV characters.
Okay.
Okay.
If the character is a red or green
For
flag.
you,
Okay.
for Alex, if this character is a red flag or a green flag.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all of these characters are morally ambiguous.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
So Alex, let's play red flag or green flag, film or TV character edition. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So first up, we have Paul Atreides.
Red flag.
Okay. Anakin Skywalker.
A red flag.
Edward Cullen.
I am an Edward girl, but I still think he's a red flag.
Thomas Shelby.
Ooh. He's a red flag.
Oh, who's going to be the first to break
I know.
this curse?
It's gonna be impressive.
John Wick.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. Loki.
Green flag.
James Bond.
I'm not very interested in the guy, so red flag.
Okay. The Bride in Kill Bill.
Red flag.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh, he's so a red flag, but I'm gonna say
Star-Lord.
green flag.
Tashi Duncan from Challenger.
Red flag.
Ken from Barbie.
Red flag.
Oh, Kylo Ren.
Red flag.
Michael Corleone.
Red flag.
Bruce Wayne.
Green flag.
Green flag.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Harley Quinn.
Red flag.
Ethan Hunt.
Green flag.
Scott Pilgrim.
Red flag.
Anora.
Green flag.
And finally, Tony Stark.
Green flag.
Okay.
Those are tricky. They are tricky.
They are tricky. I think this is a good thing about this game. It's like it'll be different.
I think my morals are skewed, to be honest.
Can already see people saying, she said
I know.
Okay, Alex, and the final game is, of course, a podcast classic. So we have 3 films, 1 actor. So I'm going to give you 3 films. You're going to tell me which actor starred synonymously amongst these 3 films. Okay? So let's play 3 films, 1 actor. So first up, we have Frances Ha, Silence, The Last Duel.
Oh my god, I watched Silence the other day. Liam Neeson.
It's not Liam Neeson.
Who's
So,
in this film?
That is
It's Frances Ha that's throwing me off.
Adam Driver.
Oh, oh my gosh, yeah, so obvious.
It's Mr. Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next we have Eternals,
Mm.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer, The Banshees of Inisherin.
Barry Keoghan.
That's correct. Yeah. How can you forget? How can you forget? Twilight, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Into the Woods.
Into the Woods. Wait, what was the first one?
Twilight.
What the? I literally can't think. I have no idea. Gotta give it to me.
So that is Anna Kendrick.
Oh, so obvious.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Up next we have True Grit,
Mm.
Tron Legacy,
Mm.
Surf's Up.
Oh my gosh. Surf's Up as well. That's so random.
Great film.
I literally can't think.
Any ideas whatsoever?
No, I've got no idea.
So that is Jeff Bridges.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
And finally,
Mm.
we have Prisoners,
Okay.
Kung Fu Panda 4, and The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Okay. Wait, say the first one again. I forgot. Prisoner.
Prisoners, Kung
Yep.
Fu Panda 4, Ballads of
And
Songbirds and
Ballads of
Snakes.
Oh my gosh. Why am I finding this so hard? I can't even think who was. I have no idea.
Shall I give it to you?
Yeah.
So that is Viola Davis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was she in Kung Fu Panda 4?
She's the villain. She's
Oh.
the chameleon, I think it was.
Mhm.
Something like
Yeah.
But yeah, that concludes our 3 games, and therefore that concludes our episode. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming and chatting all about movie red flags, green flags, as well as sharing some of your
I
own.
loved it.
Good stuff.
Such
good stuff.
fun.
Well, guys, all of Alex's socials are going to be linked down below in the description box. Please do go over and check her stuff out. She's doing some really, really great things. And of course, guys, thank you again to everyone who did send in pics for this discussion. We'll be doing. I want to do a lot more topic sort of theme discussions, sort of in the future. So this is something I'm definitely keen on continuing. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you very soon in the next episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Cheers.